Well, we're hearing this great prayer of Paul's in Ephesians 1 that he's praying for the church in Ephesus and other churches that this letter would have been sent to. He's praying remarkable things. Verse 17, that they may know God better. Yesterday, that the eyes of their hearts may be enlightened, that they may get a better grasp of the hope of the riches of their glorious inheritance. And in verse 19, today's verse, he prays for something else. But before we come to that, are you using these prayers when you pray for other Christians? You see, it wasn't just written for us to look at it as a historic document and go, oh, that was fascinating that 2,000 years ago Paul prayed these for many young churches and Christians. No, these prayers are written for all Christians for all time, for our benefit, for our use, for our instruction, for our example, for our help to pray similar prayers for one another. Because there's such great things he prays for. So let's make sure we're doing that. In verse 19 he continues, and it's on this theme of again praying that their eyes of their heart might be enlightened, to get a better grasp of not just the hope of the riches of the inheritance, but what? And his incomparably great power for us who believe. I love the way he adds that little phrase, for us who believe, because Paul knows that for those who don't believe, the power that they trust in or are overwhelmed by is nothing compared to the power at our disposal. Paul shows another way at describing how much greater it is by the word he uses to describe the power, incomparably great. Incomparably, saying you can't compare God's power with any other power. And of course you can't when you look at this world. The fact that God made it and that we know him. Our God really is an awesome God. Last week Jane and I were away in Cornwall for the week, and each day we did a different fantastic coastal walk to see those waves, to see those cliffs, and it was just stunning. I wanted to break out into song. I often did a couple of times, singing songs such as, "Oh Lord my God, when I in awesome wonder consider all," and so on. Our God is an awesome God. How great is our God, and so on and so on. And yet for the unbeliever who looks at that, they may well, and we spoke to some people and they were amazed, oh, isn't it wonderful, incredible, but they don't know personally the one who made those waves and cliffs like we do. And so let's today pray, and pray for one another, that we will better understand his power and the fact that it's available to us. What a truth.